Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing details. Today, we're discussing a watch teased in 2012 and launched in 2013, the third watch from Maitres du Temps. This is the Chapter 3. Now, of course, each example of a Maitres du Temps model includes collaborative development by a number of master watchmakers, and this one was developed by Kari Voutilainen and Andreas Streller. We'll talk about the contributions in a moment. The watch is also the most wearable Maitres du Temps by a large margin. In rose gold, it's 42 millimeters in diameter, 14 millimeters thick, 50 millimeters from lug to lug tip, and there's a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The watch looks like a Voutilainen. Aesthetically, you can see that part of Kari's input. It fits, well, like a very large dress watch, not oversized, but large. I would say the smallest wrist that could wear this is probably going to be 15 centimeters circumference, and truth be told, you probably want to wear it on a wrist my size, 16 centimeters or larger, for it to really max out its potential elegance. Now, taking a look at the strap, you can see it is navy blue semi-gloss, large rectangular scale alligator leather, very thick, lots of bolstering, a folded edge. We're well into the realm of curved spring bars here. As you can see, because the watch is so broad across the wrist, the lugs were drilled very close to the case to narrow the pivot centers and improve the fit on a small arm. So these curved spring bars are used so there's no impediment to the motion of the strap. Now on the underside, you can see there's calf skin, and we have a brand new Maitres du Temps factory strap, absolutely no crimping or gouging. We also have a matching branded rose gold pin buckle. The case is handsome, it's fluid, it's shapely, it has lovely tapered lugs, and this is where I see the input of Voutilainen writ large. There's a wonderful fluid quality to these lugs. I like the fluted profile on their underside. There is a pusher adjuster that decouples the two time zones, more on that in a moment. The bezel is concave to create the impression of a much more compact watch. I'll apologize for the fingerprints. The watch is in great shape. Marks you see are just dust in my fingerprints. So we have that concave bezel profile, a little vertical lip stepped in from the case band, and then a very shallow conical profile abutting the sapphire. We have a crown that is actually a multi-function crown. You could see how I'm able to pull the crown out. Now I can access setting modes, including the time, and then the moon phase and the calendar as well. And if I press the button in, now here's where the magic happens. This is Andreas Streller's contribution. He's famous for seamless and deceptively simple complications. Well, here we have doors that first retract and then slide out of the way to reveal a second time zone. And the second time zone, including day or night, is expressed in terms of hand-painted lacquered barrels. So you can see as the time turns, now it's 9 in the morning, we're beginning to see that hand-painted lacquered sun. So this is now 10, now it's 11, and you'll note that it is a jump hour. It's not a scrolling time display. As we continue through the day, you can see how we need a second barrel for that second set of 12 hours. So the system will jump from one barrel to the next, jumping from 12 to 1, just like that. There are 2 barrels, and they jump with alacrity. It is a lot of fun to play with the mechanism and show it to friends. Now, you can also use this button right here to disable the second time zone. So when you want to just set the time, regardless of what the second says, you push the button in and it will freeze that time zone and you will be able to set your local time. So what you do is you set the reference time first, push the button, disable the second time zone adjustment system, then you set the local time. Okay, now I'm going to push the crown back in and I am going to hide that second time zone. Okay, the dial. It is a matte blue. The center is a lovely rosette guilloche. We have a hobnail pattern within these small seconds, and the calendar displayed as a pointer-style date. We have a moon phase, and there's a quick set. There's an intermediate crown position for both the date and the moon phase, so you can quick set them. The watch features lovely applique rose gold Roman numerals, and take note, one of the few instances where you will see a watchmaker not using a watchmaker's 4. This one has a conventional Roman numeral 4. The dial design, like the case, is very Kari Voutilainen, and so is the shape of the hands. As you can see, they have a lovely rounded profile across their top, and then there's this enormous spade-style motif, all of it black polished by hand. You can see even the cannon pinion has been polished within the hands. Now, take note, 1, 2, 3, 4 cabochon hour indices outboard of the center dial. We turn it over, and you can see that a lot of the finishing standards as well as the layout of the movement dictated by Kari Voutilainen, a very high quality of light and luminous Geneva waves. We have beautiful bevels that are executed old school, rounded and mirror polished. We have a interior angle over the center wheel of the movement. You can see where the two bevels meet. You have that sharp inward cleft, but we also have many sharp exterior points, which are just as difficult to finish as sharp interior angles. You can also appreciate the fact that there's engine turning on the base plate, satination on the wheels. All screw heads are black polished with chamfered slots. The finish is very much like what you would expect from a watch planned by Kari Voutilainen. Now, the engineering and the complication would have been done by Andreas Streller. You could see that this is a 39 joule movement, that it is free sprung, a fairly modern refinement. The free sprung movement, precisely adjusted, including an overcoil hairspring. So not only does it take and hold a precise adjustment, but thanks to the overcoil, the mass of the hairspring is centered, so in any position it beats concentrically, and the watch will keep excellent time in any position. 39 joule movement, you have 3 total barrels, and as you can see, there's a great depth to this movement. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. You will need to wind it daily because though it has a large mainspring, it is very power intensive due to the jumping time display, so it has a 36-hour power reserve, but it is a pleasure to wind with a wonderful winding click feel. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. One final detail, 30 meters water resistant, so obviously this is not an aquatic watch. However, it is an awfully versatile dual-time dress watch.